potentially trade up, you'd be open to that. Do you feel like that's within the realm of possibility?
I think everything's on the table. Whatever makes the Raiders better, I'm all for it.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to this channel and you would like to support the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers, and now you can become a member of this channel if you would like to do so. And please share this video, like this video, and leave me a comment. I'll definitely respond to you guys. Well, Raider Nation, all the NFL head coaches had the NFL meetings this past weekend, and they interviewed Coach Antonio Pierce, and he said a lot of interesting things regarding the quarterback position. He said that the Raiders are interested possibly in moving up in the draft and maybe snatching one of these top quarterbacks. And with the talks of J.J. McCarthy moving up a lot of draft boards, as I've been saying all off season, that he was one of the better quarterbacks coming out, and a lot of people were sleeping on him. But now buzz is starting to come around, and he's starting to be attached to the Washington Commanders. So with that being said, could the Raiders possibly move up to the 3rd overall pick and snatch themselves Jayden Daniels? Like I've been saying, the Raiders love Jayden Daniels. Coach Antonio Pierce coached him at Arizona State. His recruiting pitch was that he would win the Heisman one day. And even Coach AP said that during his interview that, hey, he could win the Heisman one day. And what did he do this past year? Well, he went ahead and won the Heisman Trophy. Now, I still believe it's a long shot for our Raiders to snatch Jayden Daniels. Why? Because we're at the 13th overall position, and it's going to cost us a whole lot to move up from 13 all the way up to 3. The last team to do so were the San Francisco 49ers when they were at the 12th overall position, and they moved up all the way to the 3rd overall pick to go ahead and get Trey Lance. They gave up 3 first rounders, a 2nd rounder, a 3rd, and another pick. I think it's going to cost us just as much. Now, are the Raiders willing to pull the trigger to go after a guy like Jayden Daniels? I would love that. I have no problem with doing that. But right now, they're at a perfect spot to really make this team better. Right now, we still need an offensive guard. We still need an offensive tackle. And I believe we still need a corner. So if we do decide to move up in this draft, we better get those holes filled in free agency. There's plenty of free agents still available to fill those holes. But as you guys may know, the Raiders went ahead and signed Gardner Minshew this year. And one thing that Coach AP said this offseason was that he didn't want a band-aid at the quarterback position. He didn't want to sign a one-hit wonder this year. He didn't want to sign a guy who's going to be here this year and then gone the next. He wanted a permanent position at the quarterback position. So with that being said, could Aidan O'Connell be the starter or Gardner Minshew? Or could they eventually move up and go snatch one of these top quarterbacks? Right now, I assume that Aidan O'Connell is the starter. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hell no, for the fact that we gave Gardner Minshew $12.5 million this year. But that's not starter money, guys. Starter money ranges from $25 million and up. Some of the top quarterbacks get 30 to 40 mil. Shoot, even Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott make north of $50 million per year. So to be paying Gardner Minshew $12 million, I think that's a bargain in itself. Now, he has a lot of moxie. He has a lot of pride, just the way he carries himself. And that is exactly why Coach AP brought in Gardner Minshew. For that fact, he said he fits the culture and what we're building here. So I wouldn't have no problem with going with Gardner Minshew as the starter. I was clamoring all offseason for the Raiders to go and get this guy. And what did we do? We went and signed him on the 2nd day of free agency. Like I said, he's a good quarterback. You know, everywhere he's gone, he has succeeded. You know, he has gone from team to team. He has to change offensive coordinators every year. Wherever he's gone, he's never been the clear-cut starter day one. So for him to come to Vegas, I know he's going to battle his ass off and try to fight for that starting position. And I like this guy. I think he has a lot of moxie. I think he has a lot to offer. He's only 27 years old, so he's smack dab middle in the prime. I would have no problem with either going with Aidan O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. Both are good starters for a team. I believe with either of them starting, I believe the Raiders are a playoff team. Why? Because if we hold that 13th overall pick, we can go get a starter either at the cornerback position or even for an interior lineman. I would assume that they go after an interior lineman. I don't want us to go after a corner. I want us to add a veteran corner in free agency. You know, a guy like Xavier Howard is still out there. Stephon Gilmore is still out there. Tre'Davious White is off the board. He went and signed with the Rams, which is I'm okay with. I didn't want that guy. He's very injury prone. He hasn't completed a full season since I think his rookie year. So I think the Raiders dodged a bullet in not signing Tre'Davious White. But Raider Nation, Antonio Pierce wants a guy at the quarterback position to be there for years to come. He wants a quarterback. He wants a franchise quarterback. And I believe that if the price is right, I believe the Raiders should move up to 3 and go get Jayden Daniels. But only if the first 2 picks are Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy. I think the Raiders should hold tight for right now until the day of the draft. And let's see what happens. If the first 2 picks are those 2 quarterbacks, then let's move up, trade up with the New England Patriots, and go get us our quarterback. Like I said, Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco are tied to this pick. This pick is going to determine their fate of their career as head coach, as GM firm here going forward. Because if they miss on that pick, then you can bet your ass that Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco will be gone in the next year or so. So could the Raiders potentially move up and go get Jayden Daniels? I believe that is still on the table. We all know how much highly they think of him. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. This guy can run with the ball. He's mobile. He is not scared to take the hit and fire the ball down the field. And he's got a cannon. There's been some comments out there that saying, why would you want a quarterback just because he's mobile? Come on, bro. He has great accuracy and he can throw the ball down the field. He didn't throw that many interceptions last year. So could the Raiders potentially move up and go get themselves Jayden Daniels? Like I've been saying, I believe that offer is still on the table. Don't dismiss that. But if that's the route they decide not to go, if they decide to go with either Aidan O'Connell or Gardner Minshew, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Because let's just hold our spot at the 13th overall pick and go get ourselves an offensive lineman. I don't think the Raiders should go and get Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr. in the first round. I don't believe those guys have first round talent on them. Granted, some teams are going to get trigger happy. They're going to feel like, hey, we need to go get a quarterback. And you know damn right they're going to get one of these guys. I don't believe they make it to the second round. That's just the nature of the beast in the NFL draft. You know, as soon as the top 3 guys are off the board, some teams feel like they absolutely need a quarterback and they're going to go after one of these guys. You know, it's plenty of times that's happened. Look at Mitchell Trubisky, a bust. Look at plenty of guys have gone in the first round that aren't first round talents for the mere fact that teams are desperate for quarterbacks, so they go ahead and draft a quarterback, and these guys get their head coaches fired. So I don't believe Coach AP will make an irrational decision at that 13th overall pick and get themselves a Michael Penix Jr. I believe if we stay put at that 13th overall pick, we're going to either get a corner or we're going to go get an offensive lineman. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about if the Raiders go with Gardner Minshew and Aidan O'Connell and they don't go after Jayden Daniels. And also let me know if you guys want the Raiders to bet the farm and go up and get themselves Jayden Daniels. And until next time, Raider Nation, peace.